Welcome back to Chat Like a Native. If you're someone who struggles to explain what you did at work, quickly and confidently in English, especially during those fast-paced meetings or even just casual updates, then this conversation is absolutely for you. We all know that feeling, right? Where you have the full, perfect answer in your native language, but your brain just freezes when you try to get it out in a short, professional English story. It's frustrating. We've seen that the common struggle is people getting lost, either trying to translate these really long, detailed narratives from their head or just overloading listeners with every single tiny fact.
Every email, every small roadblock.
Exactly. But the good news is the solution isn't about getting perfect grammar overnight. It's about finding a simple structure that forces you to be clear and concise. We are focusing today on a four-part structure known as the STAR formula. Just remember that acronym, STAR. It stands for a professional, perfectly structured work story you can tell in about 30 seconds. Okay, let's unpack this. So let's set the scene. You're in a meeting, maybe a weekly stand-up, and your manager asks, "What did you accomplish on that task?"
Or a colleague just asks, how did you fix that problem
Your
yesterday?
brain just seizes up. Why is telling these simple stories so incredibly difficult even when you know all the facts? We found there are about three common pitfalls that just immediately destroy any sense of clarity. The first one is what we call the translation trap. You start building this long, perfect story in your head.
When he's mentally your first language.
Right. Then you try to translate it sentence by sentence as you speak.
You-
And you lose the structure, you forget things, and the stress makes you slow down or even stop talking.
That cognitive overload is exactly it. I mean, if your brain is busy building a narrative and translating it, there's just no mental space left for delivery.
Right. And the second big pitfall is the detail deluge. We feel this urge, especially when we're nervous, to include everything.
When the problem started, who was there, every little bump in the road.
Yes. But the listener, in a professional setting, they just want the outcome and what you did. You end up speaking for 90 seconds and they've stopped listening halfway through.
And that third pitfall kind of ties them all together. Just a lack of simple structure.
Yeah.
Because you're translating on the fly and adding all these details, the story jumps from the task, maybe back to the situation, then forward to the result. It confuses everyone. What's really fascinating here is that the core problem isn't usually English fluency. It's the absence of a framework to organize and filter the information under pressure.
So the good news is that we don't need perfect grammar or, some advanced vocabulary to fix this. We just need a template.
Exactly. A template so simple you can fill it in instantly, no matter the pressure.
So that raises the question, what structure gives us that simplicity and works in, well, almost every professional context?
The answer is the classic, but I think really underutilized, STAR structure.
Enter the tiny star. This formula, situation, task, action, result, it's often taught for formal job interviews, right? But we're shrinking it down, simplifying it for these high-speed, everyday work moments. It's the key to sounding professional in like 30 to 40 seconds.
And we're calling it the tiny star version because it respects the listener's most precious resource, their time. Your goal is maybe 4 to 6 sentences total.
So one for the situation, one for the task, maybe one or two for the action, and one for the result.
That's it. That's a perfect professional punchline.
Okay, let's define the elements clearly because the order is really important. S is for situation, just set the scene. What was the context of the problem? Keep it brief. T is for task. What was your specific role? What were you asked to do?
And then the next one, A for action. This is, I think, the most powerful and often the most overlooked part.
Oh, definitely.
This is where you show ownership. It's not just what happened, it's specifically what you did. This separates a vague report from a truly professional update.
And finally, R is for result. What happened after your action? Did you solve the problem? Save money? The result has to connect directly back to the action you took. Let's quickly walk through that example of the internet connection issue just so you can hear how lean and professional this tiny star sounds.
Okay, yeah, focus on the conciseness here. Situation. Yesterday, our office internet was critically slow, and it was affecting the whole team. Task. My manager asked me to find the cause and fix it immediately. Action. I checked the network traffic, quickly found the device using all the bandwidth, limited its usage, and then I restarted the main router. Result. Within 15 minutes, the internet was stable, and the entire team could get back to their work.
See the impact of that. It's short, it's clear, and it sounds completely professional because the listener got the four essential pieces of information in order.
And you left out all that background noise that would have stressed you out trying to translate. And that action step is what signals confidence. When you say, I checked, I found, I limited, and I restarted, you're showing control, not just reporting that the internet magically got better.
Okay, so now let's take this tiny star and apply it to real life. Strategy number 1 is integrating it into daily small talk.
Right, because small talk isn't always, how are you? It's often, how's that project going? Or, did you fix that client issue?
Yeah, and those questions demand a quick professional answer. Let's imagine that little chat at the coffee machine. You're talking about a client delay. A non-structured answer could ramble on forever.
My worry here, though, is does this structure make you sound like a robot? Just, reciting bullet points. How do we make sure it feels natural?
That's a great question. And the human element comes from choosing the right sort of casual sentence starters and focusing the action on things like listening and empathizing, not just mechanical steps. Okay, so here's that client delay example, but translated into natural speech. Last week, we had a pretty difficult situation. The client was very unhappy because of an unexpected delay in our service. That's the situation.
Okay. And then the task, showing you took initiative.
My job was specifically to understand their frustration, handle it head on, and just calm things down quickly. And here's that crucial action part where we sound human. So I called them right away, listened carefully, explained the technical reason for the delay, and I offered a small discount for next month.
And the powerful result.
In the end, they genuinely appreciated the direct honesty and decided to stay with us. They even thanked me for the rapid response.
See, that example works because it shows relational competence, not just technical skill. It answers the real question, did you fix the relationship?
Yeah.
And the structure lets you clearly take credit for it.
And you can build this muscle memory by using some practical sentence starters. For the situation, something like, last week we had a situation where...
For the task, own it simply. My job was to, or I was responsible for.
And for the action, maybe, so I decided to first check, then I. And for the result, in the end, we managed to. Or because of that.
Just practicing those simple phrases helps bridge that gap between translating and speaking clearly.
All right, now for strategy number 2. Let's move into more high-stakes situations. Using STAR in formal meetings, like weekly updates or daily stand-ups, where speed is everything.
Oh, stand-ups are unforgiving. You get direct questions like, what did you finish? Or any blockers. And the default, when you're under pressure, can be a really vague answer.
Like, yes, problem is, maybe okay now.
Exactly. It tells your team lead nothing useful.
So let's contrast that with a STAR-based update using the ticket system example. The goal is to give a bulletproof update that shows you got it done. So the team lead asks, can you give us a quick update on that ticket system issue?
And the STAR answer is immediately professional. Situation. Quick update on the ticket system. Yesterday, we had an unexpected surge of errors in the system. Task. My priority was to stabilize it and find the root cause before the morning peak. Action. I systematically checked the logs, found a configuration mistake, and fixed it with the vendor support team. Result, and next step. The system is now fully stable, and today I'll be monitoring it to ensure long-term stability.
It's so powerful, isn't it? It shows the complete cycle of problem solving. It just screams professionalism and competence to a team leader because you're structured, even when you have to be fast.
And using those specific phrases in meetings is key. Like, I took these steps first, then, and finally. It forces you to sound methodical, which is exactly what a manager wants to hear.
Okay, moving to strategy number 3. Using STAR for experience and wins. This is perfect for one-on-ones with your manager or, of course, interviews.
The classic, tell me about a time you solved a difficult problem.
That's the one. Here's your chance to show maximum impact. Let's use the difficult client and billing error example. The situation was a client who was extremely angry about a significant billing error that had gone on for months. The task wasn't just fixing the bill, it was salvaging the relationship.
Right, so the action step had to be really comprehensive to rebuild that trust. It involved checking months of invoices, finding the mistake, apologizing immediately, and explaining a new process to prevent it from happening again.
And the result here is so important for showing impact. The client didn't just stay. They were so impressed by the ownership and the professionalism that they actually moved to a bigger service plan the next week.
That kind of outcome-driven story is exactly why managers value STAR. It links your personal effort directly to measurable business success.
And this type of story is the perfect place to introduce that optional L for learning.
The STAR-L model.
Exactly. Instead of just ending on the result, you show growth. You show maturity.
That little learning component, it shifts your whole narrative from just, I fixed a problem, to I mastered a skill. It's a really simple but profound addition.
It is. You just add one reflective sentence at the end. So for that angry client story, after saying they upgraded their plan, you could add, "From this experience, I learned that clear, transparent communication is far more important to clients than the money itself. People just want to feel heard."
Mm.
Okay, so we've covered the structure and its three main applications. Now we need to talk about how to actually build this muscle memory. We need practical drills.
Yes, what stands out here is the need for structured practice. You can't just read about STAR. You have to speak it until it's automatic. So we've got 3 drills for you to try this week.
But first, let's review that "say this instead of that" idea, because you can use this immediately. When someone asks, "How was your day?"
Instead of that vague, stressed-out answer, busy. Many problems, many emails.
Try the structured, tiny star version. Start with the result.
It was busy, but productive. We had a network issue this morning, but I collaborated with the team to fix it. We solved it before lunch, so the rest of the day was really smooth.
You've just instantly elevated your status.
Or when someone asks, what are you working on this morning? Instead of just emails and closing some old tickets.
Which sounds like low-value work.
Right. Try focusing on the value. I'm cleaning up old tickets in the system. My job is to close duplicates and update statuses. The result is that the whole team gets a much clearer view of our real workload for the week.
Okay, now let's detail those 3 drills you should start today. First, the yesterday's problem drill. Tonight, think of one small problem you dealt with at work. Write one sentence for S, T, A, and R. Then say the story out loud. The goal is clarity and speed. If it takes you 60 seconds, cut details until you hit 30.
Second is the weekly win drill. Focus on a success from the last month, big or small. Apply STAR to it. Make sure the action is detailed and the result shows the benefit. Record yourself speaking it and listen back. Ask yourself, did I sound confident?
That's a great one. And finally, the future plan twist. You can use STAR logic to talk about upcoming projects, which is fantastic for meetings. The structure shifts just a little.
So it becomes, here's the situation, here's our future task, I plan to do this action, and the result we want is this.
Exactly. Practice one future STAR about something you're going to achieve this week. This kind of practice is what turns the structure from a concept into a real tool.
You don't need perfect English, you just need one clear story at a time. This formula gives you that clear path.
So, today, choose one small story from your work yesterday's problem or tomorrow's plan, structure it with the tiny star, and use it when someone asks, "How is it going?" Make that shift from translator to professional communicator.
That really is the ultimate takeaway. When you consciously use the STAR structure, you're doing more than just telling a story. You are fundamentally shifting your identity at work. You move from someone who's struggling to find the words to someone who thinks and communicates like a clear, confident professional. So what immediate story will you use to make that shift this week?